So today I'm on my way from Central Illinois up to Chicago area to Owl Hardwood Lumber. I need to pick up some more genuine mahogany lumber. So I'm doing that. I need it for some more interior work to build the motor box, and my little buddy seats, and some other things. I went ahead and I'm getting some more, even the rub rail on the outside, or bumper rail, I guess. A couple other things. So that's what I'm doing on my way up to Chicago. So I'll give I'll video a little bit when I'm there as I'm picking wood. It's rough sawn lumber. I'm going to get all 4/4 stock. So I got to pick out pieces. I've got like sheets here in the car with me that'll tell me what pieces that I need, and then basically have to see what stock they have. They've got quite a bit. I called a couple days ago. They said they have about 1,000 board feet, so that should be plenty. I only need probably 70 or so, I forget, something like that. 70-ish or 80 board feet, somewhere in the neighborhood. So I need to kind of see what pieces they have, widths and lengths, and also I'm here, and basically I'm using my wife's Yukon, and I did not rent a trailer this time. When I've done it before, I've rented an enclosed U-Haul trailer, but this time I'm going to make the pieces fit. So about the longest that I can handle in here is 9 feet, so I'll just need to make sure that all the pieces are less than 9 feet. If one of the boards that I buy is 10 feet, I'm going to have them cut off a foot, and they'll do some milling for me. So it's rough sawn, and then what they'll do is they'll join it, give me a good edge, and then plane it for me. So it'll be nice, finished 3 sides. So I'll get back to you here after a while, so you can kind of see what I'm looking at, how I'm picking them out. Okay, well, I arrived, made it. Try to flip this thing around. So here we are. I will get my sheet, and I'll show you once I get in there what we got. So here we are inside the lumber yard, and this is what you call Xanadu. Here's their 4/4 stock genuine mahogany, and as you can see, they've got all sorts of varieties in here. So places like this, they'll have all sorts of kind of wood, but this is the genuine mahogany, and what I will do is have them, it's rough sawn, and they'll, like I mentioned before, they will give me 3 good edges, a jointed edge. And I do need one piece that's 12 inches for my dash, so I'll open, I can, looks like they're gonna have one. That'll be an expensive piece of wood right there. So I need to find out, I forget, I didn't ask him how much per board foot it is, but last time I was in this place, it was $13.50, but they gave me a discount, I think, to 12 because I bought enough. But so I'll find that out. But it's one of those kind of, it's whatever it costs, because this is what I want. So I'll start rooting through this, finding the pieces that I want and need. I've got my sheet there with all of the individual pieces, so I got to see what they've got and see how I can make it fit. The pieces that I need with the pieces that they have. So I'll be working on that here for a while. Now here's what I've got picked out so far. My sheet here, what you have to do is kind of, you plan on what widths and lengths, and you see what they got. I had several, and I've got another, this sheet here, which kind of helps me see how I'm laying out the pieces, and planning on having 9 foot long, and they don't have 9 foot. They've got, most of them are 8 feet, and then they got some 12 feet. So I'm gonna not get any of those, but I'm down to, I need to think, the only things I have to get here are my two for the bumper rail. So, getting close. So I'm done. I've got everything picked out. All my pieces, including a nice 12-inch width piece for my dash. Once you get over, there are a couple different price breaks. I think he told me I forget what he said, $14.96 is the retail price per board foot, but if you get over $350, it drops 5%. If you get over $750, I think, it drops 10%. So it'll be $13.50 board foot, because I'm going to be over $750 here. So just kind of show you around this store a little bit. Hopefully nobody's around, no matter what I'm doing. But you can see they have got all sorts of wood. They've got import wood. Look at the size of that, man. Some nice wood, smaller pieces. And then down there they got a milling. In that area they've got a place to mill, and that's where they'll do the joining and give 3 clean edges. And so yeah, these places are pretty cool. So now I'm going to take this up, find out what the damage is total, and have them mill these, and I'll be on my way. So here they all are, all loaded in, and fortunately they fit. Well, I got them strapped together and then strapped to that seat, so they'll kind of stay as a unit and bounce around on me. So the pieces actually were already surface planed on the 2 big surfaces, and then they added a jointed edge for me, which is the opposite edge of these. I put the jointed edge down. So there we are. So I'll be on my way home shortly. So I got a hair under 66 board feet, and it was $13.46 a board foot. And so a tax, you can see, just under $1,000. And so there we are, ready to rock and roll. So yeah, Owl Hardwood Lumber. Again, there are more than one location in the Chicago area. This is the one I go to. I forget actually. Which one this is. This is one south. That's the one further south. So, well, time to go home. So I'm motoring along on my way home. Fortunately, the weather has cleared. It was being a little bit rainy in the morning, and it just stopped when I left. But fortunately, got a pretty good day for traveling. And heading on I-80 West. I think I'm an hour, 45 minutes or a little less from home. And I wanted to say a few notes about what I got here. So, better slow down. So the wood here, I noticed, or I mentioned that I've got the 12-inch wide piece for my dash, and if you remember when well, it's been several videos ago, but I already had a piece for my dash, but it wasn't this wide. I've changed my plans how I want to make my dash, and I'm going to put all the gauges around the steering wheel. Talked about that, I think, previous video. And so that's different than what I was going to do. I was going to put the gauges in the center, and there are several builders who have done it that way. But I decided I wanted my gauges kind of clustered around the steering wheel, and so that requires a taller dash. and then my steering wheel will be a little lower, because if you use a narrower dash, the steering wheel will actually be up a little higher, and I didn't really want that. And I'm also, as I'm thinking about what I'm going to put on my dash, besides gauges, I'm thinking about putting a small screen that'll display information that'll connect to the CAN bus, the engine controller, and so that's my thinking. And I'm also at this point planning on putting zip wakes on this boat, and this zip wake controller is going to be on the dash too. And so anyway, that's why I have a 12-inch piece here. And the other pieces, so 2 of these pieces are for, like I mentioned, the bumper rail that'll be on the outside of the boat. That way, you know, the boat, because it's a barrel back style, and part of the boat, you know, the rub rail will not be the first thing to contact towards the back of the boat. Actually, the hull does on the top side, so you need some kind of bumper there. So 2 of these boards are for that. 2 of them are for the deck beams. The 2 deck beams will go in front of the engine. If you remember in previous videos, I have templates made for those, but I've got wider pieces for that, and I'll be using 2 of these pieces for that. 5 of these boards actually are for the motor box and related parts. Really, there are 2 pieces that will go kind of under the motor box on either side, but most of those 5 pieces are for the motor box. So I'll be walking through. That's what I'm going to be building next. I've been working on I've got templates, and I've made recent videos about that. And then the other pieces will be for the buddy seats that'll be on either side of the engine, kind of framing supporting that, and also the framing will support the back of those seats. I think that's mostly what all these pieces are for. So anyway, I'll keep motoring home and get them unloaded, and we'll go from here. I made it home, got the wood unloaded. There it is, 11 pieces. And so now I've got work to do. So, be able to get going on the motor box will be next. This piece, what I'm gonna do, these are 2 6mm pieces of ply that I started cutting for the sides of the motor box. More hard to see you can see this angle part. This is upside down, but if you remember, well, over here, how this will go. Remember how the side, and it'll angle down and then go like that. So that's basically what I'm drawing out here. Side goes over, angles down, it goes over. And so I'm gonna cut these to that shape, and then I'll rip my lumber pieces and attach them to this that way I can get the shape right. That's my plan. It's somewhat backwards. Maybe normally you'd build the frame and then put the plywood over it, but this is the way that I'm going to do it. And I will be planing these down to 1/2 inch, so for these side pieces, so it can be as narrow as possible. I've talked about that in recent videos. So.